a nerve with me was actually the young lady with the long natural hair, and she's on their Facebook page. I guess she's one of the organizer or the organizer or whatever. But she came off with such a like, one thing about you guys, you Black Coalition folks, y'all have too much ego. Because I can tell you, when my son was, and he's not really my son, but he's like my adopted son, but when he was basically breaking down, listen, I get you guys are here, you're gathering regarding racism, but you guys have to understand that in order to get beyond the bullshit, you have to go a little deeper than just police brutality. You have to go a little deeper in the racism. You have to go deeper beyond the policymakers, basically to the people who are running this fucking country, the real people who are running this country. And she just didn't get it. And he asked her, do you know who certain people are? He threw out certain names. He said, do you know who these people are? Do you know who that person is? And she was like, she had no clue. Like, for instance, she had no clue who Rockefellers were, Rothschilds. She had no clue regarding anyone who ran the federal banks and how offices and how the president's offices are picked. And so, you folks who are running these coalitions have got to do more than preach about racism. You've got to understand that there's a machine in place. There are policies in place. And it's like, and if it isn't clear to you guys that policies are already in place to subjugate our folks, and only 2 positions are elected, pseudo-elected, because I do believe your president has already been chosen, but 2 positions are elected. That's the president and vice president. And only thing they do is continue on the policies in place. All the other cabinet positions within the president's office, they're actually assigned to people, and usually these people are chosen by non-political folks. It could be someone like banks, like Goldman Sachs could actually make cabinet choices. And it's like, our folks are so fucking unaware as to what's happening in the White House and how people get to the positions they get to. And it hurt me that if all you guys have to do is stand up with red, green, and black flags and talk about racism, stop the racism, but you don't get to the nature of how do you break the foundation of the structure that is doing this, you guys have no business being leaders when you are misinformed. And no, this is not conspiracy theory. Follow the trail. There's too much internet out here. There's too much paper trail out here. WikiLeaks is dropping everything. It's no reason for our folks to be so contained in one area of thought as to why this shit is happening to us. You guys are so fucking irresponsible being Black Coalition leaders. If you don't understand the mechanics and the machine that is in place, it goes beyond your feeble mind thinking of just police brutality. That's the problem I had with Black is Back. We have all these Black coalitions, everybody's meeting and talking and preaching. It's like, and then my son asked the one lady, he said, hasn't this all been done before? Now, mind you, 10 minutes into a conversation with her, the older lady, not the girl with the long hair, but the older lady, she said, first thing, she said was, the problem is our young people don't know their history. Okay, fine. But when my son asks you, hasn't this all been done before? He's reverting back to history. He's reverting back to the Black Panthers. He's reverting back to civil rights, where blacks have marched. And she says, well, I'm not referring to the past. I'm living here in the present. I'm talking about now. But yeah, like 10 minutes ago, you just said our young people don't know their history. My people need to get it together. And the worst thing, that what really hurt me, I ended up having to really fuss at one person because these 2 guys, the light-skinned guy and the big black guy from Black is Back Coalition, they pushed one of my kids. They basically, after my son got to talking and running shit down, people were like, okay, nodding their head, let him speak. The light-skinned guy came and pushed him. That's what I had a problem with. When do we put our hands on each other? If we're supposed to be having a peaceful gathering. Yeah, it wasn't a good experience. We were going to come back Sunday, go to Howard, and, you know, try to contribute more, but these coalitions, y'all got too much ego with y'all. Y'all not really ready to listen. Y'all want to regurgitate the same bullshit of racism, but y'all not ready to get to the meat and potatoes. So I just wanted to, you know, and I said I was going to send a message to them, and I am going to send a message to let them know that I'm putting this video on YouTube just about my brief experience with them. But, you know, when black people, when you are not informed really as to what the fuck is happening outside of the racism and why things are getting to where it is, you got to watch something besides mainstream news. Yeah, but that dude pushed my son, and that's why I yelled in the crowd. I said, we will never, ever as a people get together because y'all don't know how to love each other. There was no reason in a situation like that where we're all brothers and sisters supposed to be. This light bright dude puts his fucking hands pushing him because he's like, your time is up. I said, he pushed him. And it was one of those pushes that if we decided to retaliate, we'd have been fighting in front of the fucking White House. That is not acceptable on any, because I mean, outside is free. And then they didn't do anything. He's like, it's your time is up. Y'all in our time. And if it's like, if it's your time to speak, we look down there and nobody's speaking. They just didn't want us talking. They just didn't want us talking. That light-skinned dude and that big burly dude, they were very hostile. And this is the Black is Back coalition. You know, I understand we were just observing and we became part of the event-ish, if you want to say that. But it broke my heart when this guy put his hands. You're supposed to be part of the solution, but you're pushing another brother. I don't give a damn what we did. And then the one old man said, well, we were being disrespectful. No, sir. I told him we didn't hear. I didn't hear it. So how am I being disrespectful if I didn't hear we had to leave? Why did we have to leave? Why did we have to leave? Why couldn't we sit there and talk? No, y'all got too much ego with y'all. It was not cool at all. So I'm letting the world know about my experience with Black is Back coalition. You know, these black coalitions. I'm telling you, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with Black Lives Matter. I can't deal with none of y'all. Because at the end of the day, black people will fight other black people, regardless of the situation. That's all we know how to do. He should have never put his hands on my son.